And welcome back to the Rose Hill campus of Fordham University here in the Bronx with the Hardball College Tour and our special guest, Tom Brokaw. And we want to bring in the audience right now two special guests, in addition to Tom, that we have with us, Chris Catropa, who's head of the Fordham Republican Club, and Emil Reyes, who is head of the Fordham Democratic Club. And you guys tell us, Chris, you go first, what is the #1 issue for young Republicans on campus right now?
Well, on campus, I think the Iraq War is so important because I've seen, a lot of these northeastern type Republicans who want to see less of this neoconservatism and less of this ideological, we have to change the world, and more isolationism, where maybe we should bring it back and scale down a bit. And let's, and the message that I'm getting from Republicans on campus is, let's set a timetable. Let's pressure the Iraqi forces to start setting up their own security forces so that they can handle Iraq and we can pull out. I mean, it's us, it's the students of today that will have to pay for the soaring budget deficits of tomorrow. And we have to ensure that this war doesn't get that expensive for something that's losing sentiment at home. As far as a larger issue, I think student apathy is something that's a big issue that we have to focus on in general, just to throw that out there.
And Emil, for Democrats?
Well, to switch gears, Campbell, I feel in terms of the young Democrats, ethics in the government is a strong issue today, not just on the congressional level, but in the Senate, as well as in the local and the executive office. Right now, it seems that a lot of baby boomers are leaving their seats and that our generation is coming in, taking the seats. And if we're going to protect the future of this country, we need to enter in an ethical and strong and confident system that's based on honesty and integrity. If we can't do that, then our country will dwell into the realm of obscurity. I feel it is very important right now that we enter an ethical system, and it is up to us, and we're working on that as hard as we can.
All right, some advice for these budding politicians?
Well, it's very heartening for me to come to a great institution like Fordham and see all these young people who are interested in the issues of the day, to see that they have Republican and Democratic clubs and they're out there trying to come to grips.
Yeah, we're still budding. We're too polarized today. We have to bring it back to the middle. Let's get moderation. That's what I hear.
That's what you're going to see in the future in a couple of years. A lot of nice bipartisan.
Well, I think this institution has always been about the fabric of America. I really do. I mean, Fordham is not a place that, as I said at the outset, they come from working class communities, and their parents in many instances are sending their first member of their family to college, and it's a great thing. It's our country. We can determine the legacy that we want to leave behind. We have to get involved in the issues of the day. We can't leave it to others. When I was a young man growing up in the 50s and 60s, the way I got into this business was just like this, and college tours. I did some other things I would rather not talk about as well, but that's who we are. We're always greater than the sum of our parts.
And no cynicism, I think, at least from you guys, at least from the audience. And we hear so much about the Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert, young generation.
Well, but that's a good thing. The Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert get you back involved. You pay more attention to politics because of what you see with them. It's, John always says, as you know, I'm a big fan. I've been on the show, both shows, a lot, and I think anything that you can do to bring people into the discussion of it, and there's so many essential truths that you see on Jon Stewart and on Stephen, that it's useful to society to have a broader point of view. There are more facts and more truths told in the first 8 minutes of The Daily Show than most political news conferences in Washington.
All right, on that note, a huge thank you to Tom Brokaw.